See, this is the kind of stuff I be having to deal with. I'm going to show y'all something. I can't visually show it to y'all, so I'm just going to let y'all know what's going on. Now, I scheduled the show. This is the 17th of January, right? And it's 7 o'clock. Matter of fact, it's 7:02 now, right? Now, this is what happens when I go to Blog Talk. Matter of fact, let me refresh it to make sure this thing ain't on some other shit. Now, it says waiting for the host. That's what it says, waiting for the host. But when I go to call in, look what it does. Now, when I did it the first time, I was like, maybe that's just a glitch. So I went back to make sure that I scheduled the time of the show right. All right, so let's go.
Your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
There are no shows scheduled within the next 24 hours. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
How are there no shows scheduled for the next 24 hours? How? The show is scheduled for right now. It's the Daily Go Getimism show, and we're talking about accepting a handout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into episodes where this show should be running, and then I'm going to go try to edit the episode. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to let me edit the episode because the episode is running. So evidently, the servers know that the episode is running, but the phone service does not. How does that happen? I have no idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to continue this show without. Well, I'm going to try it one more time because I'm a glutton for punishment. Plus, I think that things that work electronically are supposed to work. And, what do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? Okay, so here we go. One more time. One more again. It's the Daily Go Getimism show. We're talking about accepting a handout. What do y'all think about accepting a handout? In the meantime, in between time, we might as well go ahead and rock out while we try to get these little glitches together. So come on. Let's go.
1.
There are no shows scheduled within the next 24 hours.
Stop lying.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Stop lying. Now, I bet you if I called into the show, like physically called into the show, but then I would have to give out. I'm not doing. Forget it. We're gonna rock. We're gonna do what we do. All right. So what up, y'all? This is the Daily Go Getimism show. So no intro music. Okay. All right. This is the Daily Go Getimism show. I'm your host, Sun752, and this is the Daily Go Getimism show. And what we're talking about tonight is accepting a handout. What do y'all think about accepting a handout? What exactly is accepting a handout? Is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to accept things that are free? We say that the best things in life are free. Is that true? Is it? Are the best things in life free? Or is there a cost that we pay later on that may be greater than the cost that we may have paid if we just pulled out our wallets or pocketbooks or changed purses and just went ahead and paid for it? When they say that the best things in life are free, they're not normally talking about a handout. They're normally talking about some things that you have learned that you don't have to pay for, or that you don't have to buy, or that you don't have to pay high prices for. Things like love, things like loyalty, things like family, things like understanding, things like knowledge. Now, knowledge may be free, but education isn't free. Not a formal education. We all know that when we send our kids or we go to school ourselves, to whether it's parochial school, private schools that we pay for in our younger years, or whether it's college and universities or technical schools or whatever, that we pay for when we get older in order to try to make more money. We know that education costs a lot. As a matter of fact, the cost of a formal education are almost through the roof and sometimes unaffordable by many of us. But when we talk about what a handout is, what exactly is a handout? A handout is something that's free. A handout is something that's given to you by somebody else. Normally, we look at a handout as being altruistically given to us or somebody else by somebody else. And I say altruistically. Like normally when somebody offers you a handout, you don't normally take it as a handout. It's somebody who's giving you a gift. It's somebody who has more than what they need or is willing to give up whatever they have and they're willing to give it to you. Maybe they see that you have a need. Maybe they see that you would appreciate having it. Maybe they see that you have a skill, a talent, a gift that would be perfect for this. And when you think about what a handout is, more than likely your ego comes into play when it comes to either accepting a handout, recognizing something as being a handout, or rejecting whatever is being handed out to you. It's a crazy phenomenon when you really think about it. Like, why would you reject something that somebody is giving you for free? More than likely, they're giving you something that you want or that you need in the first place. But you or somebody behind you may not allow you to look at it as being a gift or gratuity or as even being deserved. Sometimes when I think about a handout, I think about when we were kids. And you know how, you know, none of the kids that I've ever gone to school with have been what I would call rich, but some had more going on financially in their family than others did. You know, we always had the kids that were spoiled, and we always knew the kids that were probably struggling at home financially. We all had friends and cousins and family members or whatever that were on welfare. We all had that. I'd be surprised if nobody ever knew anybody that was on welfare. You know what I mean? If you're black and you've never known anybody that was receiving welfare benefits or on welfare, anyway, when we went to school, we saw the differences in people's financial setup. So sometimes other people, adults and children who recognize what may have been going on, may have tried to help out. I've known children that went to school and the teacher recognized that, you know, maybe they didn't have a coat, maybe they didn't have gloves, maybe they didn't have earmuffs, maybe they didn't have warm clothing or whatever. And so they gave him some. They gave him something. Listen. Tell your mom that I'm giving you this stuff. You know, you take it home and blah blah blah. It might have been nice stuff. It might have been some dresses. It might have been whatever. It might have been some dresses. It might have been some clothes. It might have been something that you needed. It may not have even been clothes. Maybe it was books. Maybe it was toys around Christmas time or whatever. And they noticed that you didn't get anything for Christmas or whatever. You know, a lot of things used to happen when we were younger, and the culture was set up around the hood in a certain type of way. You know, we grew up with Christmas time. If you didn't celebrate Christmas when I was younger, it was different. It was sort of like you were like sort of an outcast. I'm not saying that there weren't any Muslims or Jews or Jehovah's Witnesses and things like that, but you were outliers if you didn't celebrate Christmas. And I'm just using Christmas as an example because I did know children who came to school and were given toys and stuff like that. And sometimes the children that were given toys or books or clothes and stuff like that, sometimes their parents brought that stuff back. Like, no, my child don't need no handout. We don't need that. You know, in a way, it could seem like a slap in the face, but you have the right to accept or refuse anything that's given to you. You know, nowadays, I would imagine that the scenario would be a little different if teachers or somebody else's school gave children something now. It might be a security issue. Like how do we know those clothes don't have some kind of problems with them? How do we know those toys don't have some type of infectious materials in them? Just stuff like that. Like now, we have to really watch out for our children and their safety. So we probably wouldn't accept things that are free now coming from school. Well, who is this person? How do we know that he or she is not trying to give you something in order to get in your good graces and earn your trust so they can put bad hands on you? It's just the world is a little different now than it was when I was growing up. But the handouts are recognized different. The things that are given to you in life that may be free may not be looked at as being free, may not be looked at as being a gift, and they may not be looked at as being a good thing. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get It Show. How y'all feeling, man? I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. So what's up? What do y'all think about handouts? Have you ever received a handout? Have you ever received something free from someone that you knew or that you didn't know? Look, I mean, around the way, I knew people who didn't have like good furniture or sometimes didn't really have a lot of food. Back in the day, people would help out. I'm not saying that the community that I grew up in was no, big unified, each one teach one, we all look out for each other type of thing. I'm not saying that. But friends are friends. Helpful people are helpful people. People who recognize a need are people who recognize the need. And a lot of times they would go and fulfill that need. So if they recognize, people have a soft heart for children. People do not like to see, especially good children or nice children. They don't like to see them suffer. They don't like to see them go without. And that's whether they're your own children or somebody else's children. Y'all know what I'm talking about. More than likely, if you see a good looking and good mannered child, and you see them in rags or you see them dirty, you can smell them, it's gonna capture your attention, raise some red flags in your head, and you might just be compelled to go ahead and help out. Maybe you know who their parents are, maybe you don't. But around the way, a lot of times, around our way, back in the day, we all ate at each other's houses. That's what we did. We even knew what houses, the moms cooked the good food in. Like we know if we go over their house, then we gonna get good stuff. We're gonna get the fried chicken. We're gonna get the smothered beef. We're gonna get the rice-a-roni. We're gonna get the good seasoned up vegetables. If we go over here, we gonna get them pork and beans. We're gonna get something like Chef Boyardee. We're gonna get some ravioli over their crib. You know what I mean? Some not beefaroni. Beefaroni is the good Chef Boyardee. We're gonna get something like what are those them little spaghetti type things called? They like in an O shape. Not the alphabet Johns. They like in an O shape. Anyway, we know over there we're gonna get the cheap meal. We're gonna get bread. We're gonna get like beefaroni or something like that. Like we ain't gonna get a necessarily broke meal, but they mom don't be cooking like all of that. They mom cook out of a can. They mom cook from scratch. They grandmom cook over there. She be cooking. The thing is, I hope you eat pork because over there, we getting the pork over there. You know what I'm saying? And everybody seemed they have eaten pork back in the day too. So anyway, it wasn't a big deal for food to be given out, food to be offered. But sometimes there were things that were offered that were a little off the cuff, like furniture. Like, we know you ain't got no real furniture in your house, or we've been over your house and the couch is messed up. We can't sit on the couch. How your couch got on? How does your couch have plastic on it plus springs popping out of it? Like, it ain't safe to sit on the couch, son. That's not a safe couch. You got to watch yourself sitting on that couch. Or that couch looked like somebody. It looked like 15 people with Jerry curls been laid on that couch, sitting on that couch. Yeah, they got the sticky couch. Don't act like y'all ain't never sit on the sticky couch. I sat on the sticky couch. You sat on the sticky couch. You went over somebody. You listen. Let's not get bougie. You know, them Jerry curls, and I don't know what was on them couches. The you know, what they call the ends of the couch. I'm having a brain freeze right now. What do they call the ends of the couch, y'all? You know, the couch got this end and got that end. Is what you put your arms at. But them Johns, sometimes somebody who was sleeping on that couch either put too much Ultra Sheen, too much Worlds of Curls, too much Classy Curl. What's that stuff that come in the yellow bottle with the red writing? Come on, y'all. The Jerry Curl stuff. They still sell that shit. I saw it the other day. It's the yellow bottle with the red writing. It's some Jerry Curl stuff. What's it called? All right, y'all frank. All right, anyway, somebody been sleeping on both sides of that couch. And, you know, so the armrest or whatever on the couch is greasy. It's a little greasy. So sometimes somebody might have offered you a couch. Like, look, we're about to get a new bed. We're about to get a new living room set, bedroom set. We about to get the kids some new bunk beds. You want these bunk beds? As you know, all the kids been sleeping in the bed with the mom. Ain't enough beds. Ain't enough bedrooms. Look, I can't offer you a bedroom, but I can offer you a bed. I can, you know, we can get these mattresses and box springs off for you. Get them little pissy box springs and mattresses up out of there. Stink. You know what I mean? Stink. Is it a handout? We might have looked at it as being a handout. Sometimes people wouldn't accept that kind of stuff. A lot of times people would. Sometimes the difference between what's looked at as a handout and a gift can be the person that is offering it to you. Sometimes if it's a person that you know and that you trust and that you have gotten things from before, then it's probably not going to be looked at as a handout. If it's somebody brand new, don't know you from a can of paint, and they may seem a little smug, a little bougie, a little stuck up, a little conceited, like they looking down on you or whatever. Even if they offer you some of the best stuff, you might refuse it. Because you might look at it like, I don't need a handout. I need help, but I don't need a handout. I need help, but I don't need a handout. I think we all need help at some time in our lives, at some point in our lives. But most of us probably avoid needing a handout. Now, if you're on drugs, you need a handout. I bet you probably wish you had a handout from your drug dealer. Please, can I have me some free drugs? I need some free drugs. I need to get high. My life is messed up. I need to get high again and again. I get high by myself, get high with my friends. Get high by myself when I got money. When I ain't got no money, things get funny. The money is funny, but I need to borrow some drugs on the I will pay you. I will pay you. Oh, you. I will pay you back as soon as I get paid off my welfare check. Speaking of welfare check, we got to talk about that right now. I'm about to come at your neck. Welfare benefits. How do y'all look at welfare benefits? Do y'all look at welfare benefits as a handout? Some people do, some people don't. You know, and for those of you who will automatically say, hell yeah, it's a handout. Well, there are other ways to look at it. Some people look at welfare benefits as more of a prepaid service. It's a government service, prepaid. They wouldn't be able to give away money if there wasn't any money there to give. And the welfare money is taxed. It's not. You don't pay taxes on it. It's being received, but it comes out of some of the taxpayers' money. And even if it doesn't directly come out of taxpayers' money, like because the Republicans always try to say, the taxpayers are paying for people's welfare, paying for people's health care, paying for people's food stamps and all of that. And it's not true. It's not all the way true. Shoot, we don't know where our tax dollars go to be honest with you. We don't know. The IRS does not tell you, all right, we're doing exactly this with the money that you pay for your taxes. So feel good when you get your paycheck. Just know it's going towards this or it's going towards that. It's not the way it works. But what we do know is that the welfare system wasn't designed for Black people in mind in the first place. A lot of people who don't study their history don't know that. It was meant to help out families, particularly white families who were poor and destitute and struggling after the Great Depression. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt developed this government system that would help people to be able to get on their feet or have some relief money temporarily until jobs started to become available and the economy started to improve. It used to be called relief. It did not used to be called welfare. I don't know if it started to become welfare when Black people started getting it. But trust and believe, it was not developed to help you, my Black brothers and sisters. That's not what relief and welfare was intended for. And what it was intended for continues to this day. It was intended for white families, and white families are still the majority of the recipients who get welfare benefits. We don't know that because they're always showing Blacks and Latinos receiving welfare benefits. But it's the white people who receive welfare benefits way more than we do. And that is why it still exists. If it was mainly you and me, Black men and women, then the program wouldn't exist anymore. You don't have to believe that. I'm telling you, it's an actual fact. If that program was strictly for Black people, or Black people were benefiting from it more than any other group, it wouldn't exist. Because there ain't no free money to be given to Black people. Ain't no free food to be given to just Black people. So after the pandemic, where stimulus packages were given out and stuff like that, and even to this day, there are extra emergency, or not necessarily emergency, but hardship helpful food stamps being given. Yes, there are. So just because the people who receive food stamps didn't let you know that they got some extra food stamp money somewhere around Thanksgiving and the holidays, it doesn't mean that they didn't get it. They did get it. I know because I was told. I seen the proof. So you can look at welfare as a handout, and you can look at it as a government assistance program that's prepaid. Either way, you're going to be right. You're going to be right. Neither way will you be wrong. Now, it's probably our ego that makes us look at it as a handout. Because listen, there ain't nothing wrong that I can see with free food or free money for food and free health care, especially if it's decent health care. And welfare health care has to be pretty good because it's the government health care. Ain't no health care benefits out there better than the government ones. No, there ain't. Ask anybody who works for the state. Hmm? Anybody who works for the state will tell you, man, regardless of what we get paid, our healthcare is straight. You're gonna get healthy, or at least patched up, repaired, and fixed. If you work for the state. All right, so although there's nothing wrong with receiving extra money for food and healthcare, you don't want to be in a position where you need that. Either one. Like, yeah, free food stamps are great, but I don't want to be on welfare. And the reason that I don't want to be on welfare is because I don't want to be poor. And that's the only way that you can receive welfare benefits. You have to prove that you are living below a certain income level, which is below the poverty line. You have to qualify for living under or below the poverty line in order to receive welfare benefits. So you don't want that. You want a job. You want income. You don't want to have to be worried about if they're going to cut off your welfare benefits, or if they're going to make you get a job, or make you go to school, or some other criteria. And that's what we are talking about when we talk about how nothing in life is really for free. We use the word free, but when we think about it, if it's free, we shouldn't have to worry about it. If it's free, it shouldn't come with any obligations. If it's free, we shouldn't have to do any work, fill out any paperwork. So sometimes things that seem free, look free, and even feel free when it's given to others, we may find out that it's not all that free in practice when it's time for us to get ours. That's what we might find out. Yeah. I would much rather have a job, even if I wasn't making that much money or enough money for a lifestyle that I wanted to live. I would rather struggle with that and be able to find another job and work hard in order to make ends meet that way. Because one of the things about welfare is that there is a restriction on how much you can make in order to still qualify for food stamps or welfare money. So basically, it's almost like you can't work. If you work and you make decent money, then there goes the free money. No handout for you. Mm-mm. No free money for you. No free food for you. No free health care for you. You make too much money. It could be a real problem because with the economy being the way that it is right now, with inflation being the way that it is right now, you may work a full-time job, but can't afford the benefits that come along with it. Now, anybody who works at a job, you know that the benefits that they give you are not free. It's weird when you really think about it, because they're called benefits. They're called benefits, but the benefits cost. 401k is based solely upon how much you make and how much you put in. It's not exactly free. You know it's not exactly free when you have an emergency and you need to go borrow your money, or you need to go get money that's supposed to be yours, and they tell you you gotta wait, or they straight up deny you, like, nah, you can wait till you retire to get this money. You don't need that. You don't need this money for that. You haven't presented a case strong enough to warrant us giving you your money that you worked for. Speaking of money that you worked for, we was talking about welfare. What about unemployment? Do y'all consider unemployment benefits to be a handout? Now, it sounds ridiculous, because if you are collecting unemployment or applying for unemployment, it's because you had a job and now you don't have a job. Either you got fired or laid off, whatever the case may be, you are unemployed. You are not working at the place that you used to work at. So in order to build a bridge or fill in the gap of income while you're looking for another job, you can collect unemployment benefits. But some people consider unemployment benefits to be a handout. Like, basically, if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you're not working, you shouldn't receive any money, even though we know for a fact that when you work, that salary that you have is taxed, and that money is put directly into the unemployment benefits fund, or whatever you call it. We know this for a fact. So it makes sense to us, because you never know what can happen to you out there, and you may need to collect unemployment benefits. You could get laid off, you could get sick, something can happen. When we talk about unemployment benefits, we're talking about the same thing as workman's comp. We're talking about the same thing as disability, whether it's partial or should I say partial, full time, full disability, or long-term, short-term, whatever. Are these handouts? Some people actually look at these things as handouts. And you know who are the people who normally look at these things as handouts? The people who are very rich. The people who these benefits would not necessarily benefit. They wouldn't need to use these because they have more money, so they feel like they're putting money into a program or a system that they don't use themselves, and they be bitching. But the very rich, they don't pay no taxes anyway. They don't pay taxes. Y'all saw what happened with Donald Trump and his tax returns or whatever. When they released the truth about his tax returns, he went years without paying taxes. He definitely didn't pay a lot of money in taxes. I ain't gonna lie, he paid more than I thought he would have paid in any year. Now, did he do that because he knew that at some point he might have to release those tax returns? So maybe he started paying taxes during the times that he was president? Yeah, maybe. Nonetheless, we have proof that the very wealthy often don't pay any taxes. And it's not because they're all cheating. The tax code, well, first of all, this is the work that an accountant does. If there weren't any taxes, then there would be no reasons for accounting. Or should I say, I'm sorry, there would be no reason for accountants. That's what they do. They show you how to save money on paying your taxes. That's what they do. And yes, they can do it better than than the people who work in HR at H&R Block and all that kind of stuff, because accountants know stuff. You know, they know that they have that insider information. I mean, think about it. They went to school 4 years for this stuff. Of course, they're going to know more than people who are just filling out the paperwork from some 1040s, and shout out to them though. I'm not discounting what they do. Some of those guys are very helpful and very knowledgeable. But anyway, when we talk about hold on, y'all are awfully quiet today. Let me just make sure that y'all are here. Okay. All right. Emily just let me know that it was. Listen, I was writing. Is this chat working? Like, y'all quiet. Okay. All right. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Okay. So yeah. When it comes to paying your taxes, or when it comes to unemployment benefits, some people look at unemployment benefits like it's a handout. We like, how? I paid money in. It can be looked at as a handout when you don't want to accept it, or you don't want to be in the position where you have to accept it, or where you have to need it. Nobody likes to be needy. Nobody wants to be needy. But sometimes we block our blessings, or refuse our blessings, or reject our blessings because our ego is saying, or our ego and our pride is saying, nah, man, nah, don't accept that. They're going to look at you. They're going to look at you like a bum, like you're poor. They're going to throw it in your face later. So when it comes to a handout, when it comes to receiving a handout or giving a handout, if you've ever been in a position where you have received a handout, or what could be considered a handout, did your ego get in the way? Were you ever in a position where you couldn't refuse nothing? Like, look, I'm down and out right now. Right now, I got to put my finger in the dike. Right now, I got to save the children by any means necessary. Right now, I gotta do whatever I need to do to get on my feet. I mean, what would you rather do? Accept a handout or sell drugs? Accept the handout or sell ass? Accept the handout or steal? Sometimes it comes down to that. Accepting a handout. If I love you and I trust you, then I'll let you give me something. But if I don't know you very well and I don't trust you, or if I know you, but I know that you'll tell everybody that you did something for me, I'm not accepting whatever you give me. Carol says, I'll take the handout for 1,000. For 1,000. Okay. All right. Listen, when we were talking about the best things in life are free, sometimes we find out that what's supposed to be free ain't all that free. We might have to work for it. We might have to pay for it, and our pride or our heart or something like that. But peace to all the kids out there whose parents aren't doing well, but would not let them accept any free gifts. Wouldn't let them accept the handout. It might have been nice stuff. Have your parents ever blocked you from getting something? for free? I think mine had. I believe so. But I'm not going to lie. No specific incident comes to my mind right now. But I think there were times when I was told, nah, we'll need that. He don't need that. Whatever. I couldn't get it. Carol says, I think mine did, but I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. So it must not have been that bad if we can't remember. Now, if it was a situation where it was something that we really, really wanted, and our parents said, no, you can't have that, give it back. Let's say we brought it home and they were like, no, give it back. Speaking of bringing it home and having to give it back, back in the 80s, there was a lot of drugs and there was a lot of drug dealers and drug dealing. And some of y'all pretty girls, with y'all bob haircuts, Chinese bob haircuts, and your little, what were those other haircuts? What did they call the haircut in the 80s where girls had the curls like on top and then it came down straight on the sides and in the back? All real hair. This was in the real hair days. So the top of their hair was like, I guess they had them in rollers at night or whatever, but the sides, came back straight on the sides, straight in the back. Whatever that haircut was called. You said sounds like a mullet. A mullet. Nah, it definitely wasn't called that. That's definitely not what it was called. A mullet would be like you ain't have no hair up there, and then it can't. Nah. No, there was plenty of hair. Plenty of hair. Carol says, "Oh, I can remember my dad making me give back a gift from a boyfriend when I was about 15. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get into. You said the JJ Fad hairdo. Do I remember what they look like? JJ Fad. Let me see what they look like. They look like JJ Fad. Nah. It was close to this, but nah, this is not how girls in Philly look. Nothing like that. Wasn't like that. Anyway, yeah. Back to these boyfriends, these drug dealers back in the 80s. They was giving out a lot of jewelry, rope chains, rings, big bamboo earrings, shrimps earrings, swirls earrings, stuff they was giving up. And a lot of girls went home with a big gold chain, not necessarily a dookie rope, a nice little chain. Maybe it had a name on it, a little charm with a name on it, whatever. And a lot of parents was like, well, where you get that chain from? Oh, my friend let me hold it. You ain't want to tell them that your boyfriend gave you the chain, because then these other questions are coming. Where would he get the money to be able to buy you a chain like that? How much that thing cost? You didn't want to get into all that. So you told me a friend let you hold the chain. How they let you hold a chain that has your name on it? That don't sound like you holding it. Your friend has the same name as you, spelled the same way in cursive. Yeah, once they found out that your boyfriend had given you a chain, given you rings, giving you some big ass plate earrings with onyx in the back, supposedly onyx. Like sometimes you had to give it back. Now your boyfriend wasn't giving you a handout. He was giving you a token of his affection for your virginity. He was giving you a gift. But your mama or your daddy might have said, oh, hell no. You tell Big Meech, you tell Big Meech that we don't need his drug money. You tell Meech and Terry and keep their ass away from here. Yeah. It could have been a problem back in the day. It could have been a problem. TK right says Google mullet and JJ Fad. What I'm telling you is that's not what it was called. I'm talking about the name of the hairdo. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I know what a mullet looks like. No. 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 You know who has a mullet? Hulk Hogan. Jesse the Body Ventura used to have one too. If a woman has a mullet, she don't have a nice haircut. These chicks did. They did. They did. All right. Okay, closer to the salt and pepper dudes. I actually looked up salt and pepper too. It's not the same. Mm-mm. And I didn't really have to look up salt and pepper because I already knew no. I know what you're talking about, but nah. Oh, I'm reading comments late. All right. Maybe y'all made comments early. But anyway, but yeah, so accepting a handout. Would y'all agree or do y'all disagree that a handout has more to do with the person that's handing out than the person that's accepting? Have you ever received a handout? A handout. A handout. I don't know. I know I've gotten stuff for free before. If I wanted it, I don't care what you call it. If I wanted it, you can call it whatever you want. I'll call you hate and jealousy. You just jealous because you ain't getting none. Now, I've never seen a handout that made anybody rich. But hey, all things are possible through Christ. You understand? You know what I'm talking about? All things are possible through Christ, baby. But yeah, getting things for free are sometimes the things that you actually have to put in some work for. Some time, some effort, some sweat, some emotional energy. A lot of times. I guess if it's worth it, you'll go for it. And if it's not worth it, you'll reject it. If you can trust the person, or if you trust the person like the person, you think that that person has your best interest at heart, you'll probably accept it. If you don't think so, then you probably won't accept it. What you think? Huh? What we looking like? What we look like? I know one thing. My allergies are driving me crazy tonight. I'm with somebody would hand out me some Allegra. Can I get a handout of some Allegra? Cal says, if I needed it, I took it. I could dig it. And TK Wright says the same thing. Real talk. If I wanted it, yeah. I mean, because, you know, what they say, something about making something out of nothing. Well, when you receive a handout, when somebody gives you something, it's probably something that you should. When somebody gives you something, you make a decision about whether you want it or not. Now, you know, I'm going to go back to the kids again. You know, because there was sometimes some children had certain talents and stuff that they needed help with, and they may have needed to accept to have accepted a handout. Like, let's say you know that a child has a musical gift, but his parents can't afford an instrument. Is there something wrong with somebody donating that instrument to that child? I don't care what the instrument is. It could be a flute, it could be a trumpet, it could be a saxophone, it could be a tuba, it could be piano, it could be a guitar, it could be a harmonica, damn it. If you know that that girl or that boy is talented in music and you don't offer them a chance to be able to showcase their talent, that's almost like forget giving out a handout. That's like taking something away from them, because you don't know. Well, you know what, we know too well what can happen to a child whose dreams, aspirations, skills, talents have been swayed in the wrong direction, or when they had to trade in a positive talent for a negative one. And nobody likes to see children go hungry. So if you see a child stealing out of a supermarket or from the corner store, come on now. Come on now. So accepting a handout. Handout, gift, gratuity. If you need it, it's probably in your best interest to go ahead and accept it. Sometimes you have to put your pride to the side. Sometimes your pride and your ego just don't have any place. Sometimes it's not their time. It's not the time for your pride and your ego, baby. You gotta accept this money. Funny thing about money is you probably won't accept a little bit of money from somebody. But wait a minute, I better watch myself when saying this, because I was about to say that you probably won't accept little petty money from somebody, $25, $50 or something like that. Not that $25 to $50 can't help. You cash app somebody, $25 and tell them, have a good lunch today. That's a nice lunch. That's a nice lunch for that day. Nice. That could be a deal maker. Anyway. I was going to say that you probably won't accept little money from somebody because you might look at it as an insult. But then again, it might be safer to accept those little nicks and dimes, because you know that those things might be the type of money that you can give back if the subject should ever come up again. In case somebody should get snooty and try to act like they was taking care of you, or that they hooked you up, or that you was down and out, you can always say, well, no, you know what? Here's all the money you gave me. Here, paid in full. Now we even. As a matter of fact, I added 50 cents onto the total. Consider it interest. But somebody gives you big money, you know that there's going to be some type of obligation attached to that money. People don't give thousands of dollars to you and then just write you off with their taxes or just forget about the fact that they gave it to you. Shoot, even when we win the lottery, That ain't no free money when we win the lottery. First of all, we pay for the ticket. That's number one. Second of all, the more money we make, the more it's taxed. So anybody who has won big lottery money, you know, at the end of the year, the IRS was like, "Yo, let me holler at you about that 10,000 you won." Who told these mother? Who told these mother? No, you. Oh, you hit the big four straight for $2.50? Oh, did you now? It's a nice little payday you got there. Big four straight for $2.50. Well. Yeah, the IRS gonna come holler at you. Even though you won that money, it wasn't free. And sometimes a handout ain't free. But when it is free, we need to take full advantage of it. You know what I'm talking about? We need to take full advantage of when the handout is real. By the way, speaking of handout, if y'all want to give any money to the Daily Go Getimism Fund, y'all know it's a little dollar sign down there, little dollar sign. You know, you can just go ahead and it says here, show support for Sun 752. You can hand out all the money you want. You know, you can just, oh, they got new tabs down here. See, before they didn't have these tabs. Man, they got these new tabs. How cool. Let's see. It says I can start a poll, start a Q&A. Ooh. Well, let's see. Let's start this Q&A thing. All right, this is a Q&A question. Okay, there we go. Here's the Q&A, y'all. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Baby. Oh, shoot. I goofed. Hold on. Let me stop that. Okay. We have these birthday shout outs. So people were born on this glorious January 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I said S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Look at the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Can y'all hear me? Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm back. Okay. I'm back. All right. Did y'all see my Q&A? Okay. Okay. Number one out the box. Kiana Thickened the Hips Green turning 40. And CC Dash, happy birthday to you. And also Tracy Grant, happy birthday to you. And Robin Sprangling, turning 51 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Maria Pittman, turning 45 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Anthony Jackson, turning 59 years old today. And Aldora Adore, turning 46 years old today. And Latanji Brown, turning 40 years old today. And Tisha Williams, happy birthday to you. And Nastarsha Jones, happy birthday to you. And Jamal Pride, happy birthday to you. My girl Katina Moore, happy birthday to you. And Fran, you are my friend. Happy birthday to you, Fran. And also Nene Simone, turning 34 years old today. And my girl Dushi Daula, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my brother, my mellow, my man, they're going all the way back to the 91. You understand? My man, Ade FQ. It's really few quiet, but you know what I mean? That's my dude. Happy birthday to you, my brother. And also, Michelle Obama's birthday is today. Shout out to our favorite first lady, Michelle Obama. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious January 17th, anywhere out there in the world. I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen. Whether it's a handout, whether it's a gift, whether it's a gratuity, whether it's free, whether you have to pay for it somewhere along the way. I don't know if anything in life is free, but I know one thing. If it feels free, then let it be free. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. If you got some money, let it be. If it's free. Yeah. Look, I got some free money. T. Carey Wright and Carol Chamberlain. T. Carey Wright and Carol. Yo, I don't know if I can accept this money. Yes, I can. I want to thank y'all for, accepting my begging. I don't normally beg, but I took some time out to put my pride to the side. And I appreciate y'all, accommodating. You know what I mean? We got to put your pride to the side. Oh, I was asking if y'all could hear me because when I put the poll up, you know what I mean? Something funny happened. Something funny. It happened. Something funny. So, I don't know if y'all can see the questions. Anyway. Yeah, man, look, we're all in a position sometimes where we could use a little help. We could use a couple of dollars. We could use some things that somebody could offer us. And it's a beautiful thing when someone shares what they have with us and aren't doing it with the hopes or with the intentions of either throwing it back in our face or making us pay more for it later. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and we have to deal with what we got to. TK right says, "Let me borrow $3. I got $1.50 for you. I got $1.50 for you. You know what I'm saying?" All right, y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Get 'Em Missing show. Oh, you think we won't when we will? Oh, yes. We will. All right, y'all. So we going to get up out of here. I don't have Blog Talk to get rid of because we was never able to get up on there. All right. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And I get back with y'all tomorrow.